Welcome back to Bronx Banter, everybody. It's a sad day. It's a sad episode for Yankee fans all around. Yankees lost the World Series. No way to sugarcoat it. You guys know this show as always. Myself, Chris, Robert over here. Robert, what are your thoughts? How you feeling?
Chris, we said that this episode was either going to be happy or it's going to be very sad. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, we came on the other end of the spectrum. Yankees blew it. We'll get into it. But it's sad day, sad week, sad forever to be a Yankee fan. Chris, let's get into game one.
Game one, Garrett Allen Cole. Said it once, Garrett Allen Cole. I will say it again. 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 run allowed, 4 strikeouts on only 88 pitches. Letting your ace only go 88 pitches when he was pretty locked in, one of many questionable Aaron Boone decisions throughout the season, but we will get more into that. Robert, how do you think Garrett Cole did?
Yeah, he was cruising right along. He he looked sharp, and Aaron Boone obviously didn't trust the former Cy Young veteran pitcher Garrett Cole, one of the
Yeah.
best pitchers of our generation, to go further in the game, and it ended up costing them at the end. They worked the bullpen more than they needed to, which left them with Nestor Cortez in one of the most important innings in Yankees history, blowing it.
It
But
will take
Chris,
me it'll take me a while to understand why you put Nestor in that spot. This
I
guy
mean,
Nestor had not pitched in almost 40 days and you put him into that spot. I don't get it.
the only thinking that I can think of is he liked the lefty on lefty matchup with Nestor and his funkiness, and eventually
Still
Nestor
bring in
was
Tim Hill.
exactly. It's
I don't know.
it's the World Series. Nestor was eventually going to be used in a big situation, anyways. But and why are you pitching Freddie Freeman inside? It makes
It's
no
the only
sense. This
place he
whole
can hit is
series,
inside. I
it
don't know.
makes no sense.
Some notable hitters we had from that game. We had Giancarlo Stanton keeping up his incredible postseason, 1 for 5 with a home run, and Gleyber Torres was 2 for 5 that game with a double that arguably could have been a home run. It was taken back by a fan, but I don't think it was going to get out, but it was pretty dang close.
Yeah,
It
that's
was right.
close.
It was right there. You got any final thoughts on game one before we move on to game two?
Uh, Not much. It was just
Yeah,
heartbreak. They should have won that game. Their defense was sloppy. Um, Glaber
it's a
misses that
trend.
ball thrown in from second base,
Oh my God.
um, which allows another run eventually. Just sloppy defense, which led them to lose this series, which we'll get into more. But let's get into game two.
Game two, Carlos Rodon on the mound. Pitched 3 1/3 innings, gave up 6 hits, 4 earned runs, 3 strikeouts, all while giving up 3 home runs. That was not good. That was just not a good pitching outing, no matter what way you look at it from Rodon. I expected way more. I expected the Yankees to bounce back after that awful loss the night prior. And you could argue that that game was worse. Yamamoto absolutely shoved. Shout out him. He pitched really good. I'll give him his props. But I don't know. It was just bad from Rodon. What do you think about Rodon, Robert?
I mean, this is the Rodon that you get when you don't get the other Rodon.
I
You get
know.
the short innings. It looks like he has no clue what he's doing. The home run type ball, leaving the fastball up in the zone. And obviously against this team, they're going to hit the mistake. So this is not what we expected from Rodon, and it is what it
Yeah.
is.
He's very up and down, Rodon. He can be up here, and then he's going. It's like a roller coaster with this guy. You never know what you're going to get. But the good thing from this game was the bullpen. So Rodon only pitched 3 1/3 innings, but for the rest of the game, bullpen held them scoreless. Bullpen didn't give up any runs. Shout out to the bullpen. The bullpen
Hmm.
did so good the entire postseason. That is the one thing that I will not blame any of this on. Is the bullpen. The bullpen did really good for most of this. Some questionable Aaron Boone managerial decisions with the bullpen, like Nestor, but they can't control that. They go in when they get the call. Not their
Yeah.
decision. Some notable hitters. Actually, we only have one notable hitter from this game because we only scored 2 runs. We have Juan Soto going 2 for 4 with a home run. That was about the only offense from that game. They gave us a little bit of hope in the ninth inning, but in typical Yankee fashion, they did not get the lead. They just got our hopes up. They better be paying for my cardiologist appointments because these games, man, they had me thinking they were coming back and then losing. It's like, what are we doing, boys? What are we doing? Moving on to game three. Game three, we lost again, 4-2, same exact score as the last game. Clark Schmidt, 2 2/3 innings pitched, 2 hits, 3 runs, 4 walks, and 3 strikeouts. This game might have single-handedly taken Clark Schmidt out of next year's rotation. I mean, this was pretty like normally Clark's good for like 4 2/3 innings with like 1 run. This was bad. He could not throw a strike. And he's normally pretty consistent with strikes, but I think right off the gate he walked Otani on 4 pitches. And he's playing with a dislocated shoulder, Clark. What are you doing? Throw the man a strike. Let him hit it. Anybody but Freddie Freeman. And what do? They let Freddie Freeman hit it. Anybody but that guy at this point. I want to like Freddie Freeman. I liked him before this series, but now I can't like him because the Yankees ruined it. Ah. Robert, what do you think about Clark?
I mean, Clark Schmidt, what are we doing? We got to do better than that. I mean, 4 walks and 2 2/3 is unacceptable. I don't know what he was doing. It's not what we expected. It's not what we needed. We needed him to go far in the game, especially with Rodon only giving us about 3 innings the last game. So, it was a home start. The Bronx. It was a good feeling going into the game. I think Jeter
Yeah.
threw out the ball that game,
Oh yeah.
and like the atmosphere was just dead after going into the third inning. So having the home crowd like that, you already lose the game.
Once again, a game with incredible bullpen pitching. The bullpen only gave up 1 run after Clark came out in the third inning. And another game with little to no offense. Stanton went 2 for 4 again, and Alex Verdugo went 1 for 3 with the 2 run home run in the bottom of the ninth inning that I'm sure nobody remembers because everyone probably turned it off their TV except us because we're diehards. We will stick with this team till the last out. But yeah, game three, another dud. Hate to see it. Going down 3-0. Not a good feeling after that game. Not a good feeling at all from us. Before we get into game four, I think now would be a good time to have a little chat. Robert, you know what we need to tell the people about? We got to put the people on. Clear American. Sponsor us. We
For
will
real.
be we will be your sponsors. Okay? We will talk about I drink like 2 of these a day. So does Robert. Robert, I know you have one. I knew he did. I knew he did. These things are incredible. He's got two. He's
We
got
got
two with
two
him. These things are
sponsors.
incredible. Please sponsor us. Clear American. We will be your sponsor. I promise. I will wear a hoodie with Clear American on it. Whatever you need, I will do. Now, getting back into the game recaps before we get too off track. Game four. We won. We won a game. We didn't get swept. But you know what else we did? Got every fan's hopes up. We'll get into that. Game four, 11-4 W. Luis Heel, 4 innings, 5 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks, a strikeout, and 2 home runs. Honestly, not that bad. I mean, I feel like it could have been way worse. It obviously seems as a better start because the offense exploded. But another game with the bullpen giving up no runs for the rest of the game, which was 5 innings. Robert, what do you think about the bullpen and Heel and just how the pitching went that game?
I mean, I think it was the first inning when didn't Freddie Freeman hit that home run off Heel,
Yeah, he hung a
and
slider
we
right down
immediately
the
thought
middle.
that was the series. So he throughout this, I think the postseason, Heel shown shown more potential than Clark Schmidt for the
Definitely.
future.
100%. No,
Heel, I mean,
100%.
he didn't really have his strikeout stuff, but he gave them innings which Clark couldn't handle.
Oh,
And you would think just giving up that home run would just deplete the whole game for Heel, but
yeah.
he
I
showed
just
some
hope
promise
Heel's
still.
able. I hope Heel's able to fix his control stuff over the offseason because if he can get some
Yeah.
control, he will be deadly. That's how he was early in the season when he was in Cy Young conversations and stuff. He was lights out for the. He was our ace without Cole. He was our ace without a doubt. Some notable hitters from this game. The kid. A lot of kids around the world want to be Derek Jeter when they grow up. Us included, honestly. I wanted to be Jeter. I would have been sick. Anthony Volpe actually got to be Derek Jeter. And what did he do? Kid hits a grand slam. I was so happy for that kid in that moment. You have no idea. Just a little kid from a small town in Jersey, small kid, like 5'9", whatever, hits a grand slam. He said in his post-game interview he blacked out right when he saw it went over the fence. That moment for Anthony Volpe, he will remember that for a while. And shout out to Volpe. Great postseason from him. First ever
Mm-hmm.
postseason. Kid showed out, honestly. We also have Glaber who hit the 3-run home run that was in the eighth inning, I believe. That just kind of was the icing on the cake in that game. That made it, I think that brought it from like, I don't know, they made it like 8 or 9 to 4. And after that, we were like, okay, we're good now. We're good.
Yeah.
And Austin Wells, this was the game he kind of came alive. 2 for 3 with a home run and a double that was about a foot away from being a home run. So, really good game from Wells. Robert, what do you think about Volpe and just the hitters in general that game?
Yeah, so Volpe, I mean, when he went home that night, his mom should have had unlimited chicken parm with
Mm-hmm.
a parm king right there. All right, he should have had unlimited mozzarella, spaghetti, everything Italian should have been on that table that night, first of all. Second of all, for Glaber Torres hitting that home run, it allowed Weaver to not come into the game, which I guess it didn't really help anyways because we lost the series, but that was a big home run by Glaber. I think that was his final home run as a Yankee, possibly.
Yeah.
So, big moment right there for him. He really showed out this whole series and throughout the postseason. But yeah, Anthony Volpe, I mean, he's going to have a great season next year. Save this clip. He's going
Yeah.
to be one of the top shortstops in the league next year.
Oh, calling that now?
I'm calling that now.
Uh, do we want to move on to game five? I don't want to, but we have to do it for the people. We
We
have
got
to.
it for the people.
Game five, as you all probably know, the Yankees lost 7-6. Yankee season's over after that game. That game probably took 10 to 15 years off my life, I would say. I that fi- I'm not even going to talk about the fifth inning because we have a whole section on that coming, but I want to give a massive shout out again to the ace of our staff, the man who's coming back next season. I don't care if he opts out or whatever. He's coming back. He wants to retire as a Yankee. Garrett Allen Cole. 6 and 2/3 innings pitched. 4 hits. 5 unearned runs. Did I say it loud enough for everybody? Unearned. Unearned runs. 4 walks, which was a bit concerning, but it's fine. 6 strikeouts on 108 pitches. This guy battled all night. I seriously don't think if he didn't have that fifth inning, which we'll get into, if he didn't have that inning where he threw like 35 pitches or something, I think he could have went the full 9 or at least 8. At least 8. He was dialed in every other inning besides that, and it just sucks that that inning happened because that would have cemented his legacy as a Yankee pitcher. But Robert, what do you think about Cole's performance?
Just very unfortunate what happened, which we'll get into. I mean, the first, I think, 5 innings, he had a no hitter going. And
Yeah.
Garrett Cole, I mean, if this fifth inning didn't happen, this would have went down as one of the best World Series outings anybody has ever seen. He was cruising along. He had the face of a pit bull the whole time. He didn't crack a smile once.
Michael
He
Myers
just
out
wanted
there.
to win. He just wanted to win. And
Yeah.
it's just unfortunate.
I didn't want to write it because I love this guy, but felt necessary. Tommy Canley, biggest game of the season. Tommy Canley, what happened? That was he did not record an out, gave up 2 hits, walked the guy, and eventually gave up 2 runs after he came out of the game. Just not good from Canley at all, and it sucks because he was so good the whole postseason and even the whole season. Guy's Mr. Reliable, but didn't have his changeup, and we know when he doesn't have his changeup, it can go bad very quickly. Uh, some notable hitters from this game. People forget we were up 5-0 in this game. We were hitting like crazy. Judge, Jazz, and Stanton each had a home run. As we know, Judge and Jazz both in the first inning, and then Stanton's was fourth inning, I want to say. I believe it was the fourth inning. He had a solo home run. Volpe also went 2 for 5 with a double. Good way to cap off his season. Robert, you got any final thoughts on Game 5 before we hop into the The deadly
Yeah, I
fifth
do,
inning.
Chris. I do. So first of all, Tommy Canley, the guy's a dog, right? It's from the
Oh yeah,
518. We love Tommy Canley. I don't put any blame on him right here, all right? He throws two pitches, the changeup and the fastball. He threw the changeup maybe 40 to 60 pitches in a row throughout at some point in this postseason.
yeah,
So obviously they're going to see the changeup and hit the changeup at this point in the series. So for Aaron Boone to go with Tommy Canley, I think this was the eighth inning, and they had the lead. It was 6-5 going into the eighth, and he brought in Tommy Canley, who eventually
yeah.
ended up getting the bases full. And then you bring in Luke Weaver. It makes no sense. You should have brought Luke Weaver in for the eighth if you're going to use him too. Because you end up using him 2 innings anyway, so it makes no sense to me why they just didn't bring the weed dog in for the eighth and the ninth if he was going to come in for the eighth, saving Tommy Canley anyways. And shout out Weaver, he did what he could. I mean, 2 runs with the bases loaded. I think there's no outs. Is
I
really
know.
good. So it just makes no sense to me. I don't know what Boone was thinking. And Tommy Canley is obviously very tired at that point in the series. His changeup was dead.
Oh yeah. So was
He's
Weaver too. You
exhausted.
could tell Weaver
So was
wasn't as
Weaver,
sharp.
yeah. Yeah, exactly.
But all right, I think it's that time. I don't want to do it, but we have to do it. The fifth inning. So, folks at home, if you want to write this down just to, keep your sadness going, whatever you want to do. Fifth inning started off with a Kike Hernandez single. Judge then dropped a line drive that was, I'd say, pretty easy to catch. It was right at his chest. You got to catch that. You got to catch that. I mean, that's unacceptable. And then right after that was Volpe's error, which I'll cut him a little bit more slack than Judge because that play was definitely more tough to make than Judge's. But still, Volpe, I've seen you make that play 10 times. I know you can do that. And then and then we started to get hope again. Because then Cole, strikeout. I just threw my pen. Strikeout Gavin Lux. Strikeout Shohei Ohtani. By the way, Shohei didn't do anything this series, but they're talking about Judge not doing anything. And don't talk about Shohei. So yeah, struck out Lux, struck out Otani. We were like, okay, we're feeling good. And then what happens? Mookie Betts hits one off the end of his bat, got a lot of spin on it because he hit it off the end of the bat. Anthony Rizzo fields it. He looks over. No one's at first base. Cole, for how good he pitched, that's a mistake that he will never forget for the rest of his life. That one will haunt him forever. He almost got out of bases loaded, nobody out, with nothing. And then what happens? You might be asking, what happens after that? Once he gets on base, once Mookie gets on. I'll tell you what. Freddie Freeman, the Yankee killer, gets a single that scores 2 runs, 5-3. And then Teoscar Hernandez gets a double, 5-5. What just happened? Just like that, it's 5-5. And it was all within like 5 pitches, too. I'm like, what is happening? It was the most bizarre thing I've ever seen. And then a walk after that, and then a ground out to get out of the inning. And after that inning, I think I texted you and I was like, what just happened? That was the most Yankee inning I have ever seen in my life. You can't make that up. How? It just feels like every postseason, something does not go the Yankees' way. That is a very easy play to make. And I don't know. People say Yankee fans got it good. I don't think we do. Maybe the ones over like 60 that have seen all these World Series. We haven't seen anything. This is awful. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Chris, I mean, I told you we were texting. I said the Yankees are gonna yank. It was about time something like this happened. I
Yep.
mean, shout out to John Boy and Jake. They're the only ones that seem to mention the fundamentals of the New York Yankees out in public.
Yeah.
They don't know what they're doing. You make the out, and you worry about the other outs after you make the first out. You're looking at the
Exactly.
T-ball. Aaron Judge needs to catch that ball.
He was doing
Okay?
he had his glove here and he's looking at first base. Why are you looking at first base
Like,
for?
what
What's
are you
Kike
doing?
gonna
You're
do?
not going to throw
Catch
him
the
out.
ball.
Catch the ball.
Ah.
I don't know what he's doing. It makes no sense. That was his only error, I think, of the whole season. Or if he had any, it was very little.
Yeah.
He's a gold glove defender. He needs to make that play. And Garrett Cole picked them up. He got 2 outs. That Volpe play, I mean, it is what it is. Jazz isn't a third baseman. We got to find a third baseman, put Jazz at second. Because in reality, you would think that a third baseman could pick that ball.
I
But
guess.
Volpe needs to make that throw.
Yeah.
It makes no sense to me. I mean, and the Dodgers, their game plan was that the Yankees are talent over fundamentals. That was their scouting report going into the
That's
series,
it's
and
absurd.
they obviously proved that right because
Yeah.
I mean, Garrett Cole, what are we doing? You don't have the final light. You got to run to first. Anthony Rizzo, you got to chug a little faster than that, buddy.
Neither of them were aware of what was going on at all. They were just both lost completely. And we talked about it. We knew that the season was going to end on a game like that. Like it wouldn't just be like a 1-0 game we lost. It was going to be a real stab to the heart, a really bad one because that's what the Yankees do.
But I'll tell you one thing, Chris. I was not surprised.
No,
I
nobody
was not
was.
surprised at
Nobody
all.
was. Because the Yankees really haven't had a defensive imploding game like that since was it game one or game two against the Royals, where like Volpe made a bad throw to. I think it was game one. I think it was the first game of
Yeah.
the postseason after having like a week or so off. They were very rusty, but we still won because the Royals aren't that good. But, you
I mean, the
know,
Dodgers are just the better team in the series. They deserve to win.
they're very good.
They are very good. I mean, Freddie
Their
Freeman, you have my
pitching was really
respect.
good.
Yamamoto, you have my respect. Walker Bueller, you're a dog. You have my respect.
No, he is
Kike
a dog.
Hernandez, you
Oh
can
my
kick the
god.
trash can, buddy. I never
Uh,
respect you.
Same with Mookie. Oh my god, I can't stand
Uh,
Mookie. He's so annoying. Mookie had that hit in I don't know if it was game three or game four. Might have even been five. Honestly, I don't know. But it was like an inside pitch, and he like barely hit it to right field for an RBI
yeah.
single. That
In
pissed me off so much.
LA, let's find a new celebration there.
Oh my God, not this
My
dumb
God, the
thing.
little.
I'm like, what are you doing?
We can
You
do
look
something better
dumb.
than that. Come on.
We're trying to help you out here. The Yankees is cool, like that's cool. All right, I think that's enough for game five, Robert. I think we got our points across. So when did I do it? I think Thursday I put out on our Instagram. Follow us on Instagram, Bronx_banter, for chance to be in the video like this. I put out a poll on our story telling you guys to ask us questions that we will answer in the video. So we'll start doing this probably every week or so. Maybe we'll make the questions more specific for the off season. But yeah, you guys sent us in some questions, so we're gonna answer them now. Robert, this question is specific for you. This is
Sure.
from Nico, my cousin Nico. Shout out
Shout
Nico. It
out
was his
Nico.
birthday.
Shout out
It was
Nico.
it was his birthday yesterday. Shout out Nico. Happy belated birthday, Nick. Happy belated. But his question, this is specific for you, Robert. He said,
All
"Do
right.
you still believe in your heart that Garrett Cole is a better pitcher than Tariq Skubal?"
Absolutely. 100% Garrett Cole is a better pitcher than Scooble. All right?
100%.
I mean, you just saw in that game versus the Dodgers, game 5, game 4, game 5.
5.
Yeah, game 5. I mean, Garrett Cole showed every ounce of heart, every ounce of dog that you can show as a pitcher. This guy's a
Mm-hmm.
once in a generation pitcher. He studies like he'll be sitting in the table in the clubhouse studying every second. Nobody
Oh
else
yeah.
does it like Garrett Cole. He's like having a second pitching coach in the dugout. And Scooble, I mean, he pooped the bed in that last postseason start against the Guardians there.
Against the
So
Guardians. Ugh, couldn't be Garrett
I
Cole.
I don't want to hear it. Cole shoved against the Guardians. Garrett
Yeah.
Cole, best pitcher in this generation, one of the best pitchers of all time. And even if he doesn't get a ring, which next year he will get a ring with the New York Yankees next year. He will have number 45 out in Monument Park.
Oh, definitely. I feel like if he gets a ring, 100%. Especially if he won this year, he was pitching so good, he 100% would have had it. All right, next question from Patrick, your brother. Your brother Patrick asks us, "Do you think that we should keep Aaron Boone or not?" I'll let you answer this first, and then I'll answer along.
So I'm not the type of person to say if somebody should really be fired or not. It's not really my place. But Aaron Boone, he's had what, 8, 9 seasons as the New York Yankees manager. And what
Hmm.
have we done? Do I see a ring on our finger yet, Chris?
don't see one. Do you see one?
They're
I don't see
pretty
anything.
empty. So in that case, I think Aaron Boone could probably see a change of scenery somewhere else. I mean,
Yeah.
I will give him some respect in regards that he made some really, really solid decisions throughout this whole postseason. But in the end of the day, some of these decisions that he mistakenly made cost us our season in some type of way. So,
Yeah.
I mean, and it's not even just the decision making. I think more of his personality. He's a coach first player, but I need a coach that's going to flip a table when he goes in the clubhouse when he loses game 5 like that.
Oh yeah.
I need somebody to get some change going
Show
like
some
Joe Girardi would.
accountability.
Show some
Yeah.
accountability, which you might say isn't his place to do, but there's got to be somebody out there that can provide more of a jolt to this team than Aaron Boone.
There has to be. There has to be.
I mean, come on
Um.
now.
Yeah. So, do I think that Boone will be back next year? I honestly
100%.
do. I think he'll be back.
100%.
I don't want him to be, but I think he will be because he did just bring us to the. He brought us to the World. Soto brought us to the World Series. But if we don't get Soto back next year, which by the way, we'll get into this in our postseason or our offseason prediction episodes and all that, but this will be the biggest mistake in Yankee history if they do not re-sign Juan Soto. But if we don't, the Yankees will not be as good next year. Warning everybody now. Think of all the clutch hits he had that won us games. Gone. Especially in the playoffs where Judge can't hit. Gone. Not good. But I do think Boone will be back. I'm not saying I don't want him to. I like the guy. He's a good guy. I like
He's a
watching him
nice
on
guy.
Talking Yanks, but I don't know. Get Jeter in there. Get Bernie in there. Get who else? A-Rod, any of them.
Get
Any of them
Posada in
really.
there. Come on now.
Oh my god. All the '09, the whole '09 team. Put them on. Keep Matt Blake though. Matt Blake's a
I
dog.
mean,
Love
just
Matt
because
Blake.
Aaron Boone hit a home run on a 50-mile-per-hour knuckleball
Yeah.
doesn't need to make
20
him the
years
manager
ago.
of the New York Yankees here. I mean, come on.
I don't know. I don't think they're gonna move on from him, but I wouldn't be mad if, like, I would not be sad if they moved on. I'd be like, okay, good. Some change, finally, some accountability.
Yeah,
Same with Cashman, honestly. He's just as bad, but
I
he's
know.
really not going anywhere because he got Soto and all that. Next question I got was from Nico specifically to me. Nico was asking me a question, and Nico was very good at this. Shout out Nico again.
Shout out
Nico
Nico.
asked me, he asked me, what will I do if the Yankees lose Soto to the Red Sox? Because Nico's a Red Sox fan. My thoughts on that, he ain't going to the Red Sox, so I don't gotta worry about it. The Red Sox can't afford him if they wanted him. Realistically, the only options are the Yankees, the Mets, and the Dodgers. Realistically, those are the only three teams that can pay him $700 million, which he deserves and wants, and he's gonna get that much. Yeah, I just don't think I don't think he's going to the Red Sox. If he actually went to the Red Sox, though, like if it was possible, I don't know what I would do. I'd be so mad. You have no idea. Oh my. I'd be mad if
Don't
he
even.
goes to the Mets or Dodgers too, though. I want him. I want him all to ourselves. We deserve him. We brought him to the World Series. Well, he brought us to the World Series, but stay, please. We need you. Come on, Soto. Please, man. Please. No way. He can't leave. He loves the bleacher creatures giving him roll call every day. He loves it. He can't go anywhere. He's not. I'm not worried. To wrap up this episode, we did a most valuable pitcher. I did a most valuable pitcher and a least valuable hitter. You did a most valuable hitter and a least valuable pitcher for the whole postseason. Um, I'll start us out with my most valuable pitcher for the whole postseason. Pretty simple in my opinion. Garrett Allen Cole. Over 29 innings pitched, Cole pitched to a 2.17 ERA, 22 strikeouts, only 7 earned runs. I mean, he was Garrett Cole. He was the guy we signed. He was locked in. Only give up one home run in that time span, too. He was locked in. But I also want to give a side shout out to my man, Tim Hill. Shout out to Tim Hill. This guy pitched eight
Good
and a third
fella.
innings, only gave up one run. And I don't know if you remember that one run he gave up against the Guardians, I believe. It was a weird inning. There was like a runner inter no, there was interference on like our first baseman or something, whoever was playing first. It was so weird. But
Interference on Tim Hill.
he pitched to a 1.08 ERA, only three strikeouts. He doesn't strike guys out though. Only walked two, gave up 7 hits. I mean, he just did his job. He came in, and I was so confident that he was going to get 3 outs, especially against lefties. I mean, that's his specialty. But shout out to Tim Hill. Robert, who was your most valuable hitter for the whole postseason?
My MVH, most valuable hitter, is a Yankees postseason legend. He should have a ring. I really, really, really pray that he gets one next year. He's a guy's a great dude. He represents New York better than anybody ever has. Giancarlo Stanton.
Good choice.
273 average. 339 OBP. 709 slug. 7 home runs. 16 RBIs.
Pretty
16
damn good.
RBIs.
Pretty good out of Giancarlo.
That's what we expected when they traded for him from the Marlins. And when they gave him the contract, which he's lived up to that contract, in my opinion, so far.
Oh yeah, just based on what he's done in the postseason, because people remember what you do in the postseason.
He
Why do you?
overall he had a great season, dealt with injuries,
Yeah.
but he had a great year this year, and obviously he's looking to improve on that next year, doing the same off-season routine that he did last year, which obviously worked for the most part.
hmm Moving on to my least valuable hitter, it's got to be Aaron Judge. I thought about Austin Wells, but at the end of the day, Aaron Judge is the captain. I mean, he's the captain. He just really let us down. Hit 184, 20 strikeouts, 20 strikeouts and 49 at bats. 11 walks, which is they walk him because he's Aaron Judge still. 3 home runs, 9 RBIs, couple of doubles, 9 hits. I mean, just not what you expect out of Aaron Judge.
No.
And he had that costly error. I mean, just can't have that in
The
the postseason.
the one thing that hurts my soul is that Aaron Judge, Game 5, was starting to wake up.
I
He
know,
was
I
starting
know.
to wake up, hitting the ball. He just missed a ball to left field in Game
hmm
5.
And he
And
had the
if
home
they could have
run,
gotten
but
to the next game, he could have changed that whole story. But unfortunately,
I know.
he was
I
part of the
wish,
plan
I
that blew
wish.
it. So
Trust me, I did not want to pick him, but it had to be. It had to be.
he's the
I
heart
didn't
and soul of this team. When he doesn't ride, nobody else does.
exactly. Like Austin Wells had worse stats, but I don't expect as much from Austin Wells as I do from Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge,
And
I
he's a
expect a
catcher.
lot.
And Austin
Exactly.
Wells is a catcher.
Exactly. Getting beat up there,
And he
but
did a great job with defense, too.
yeah. Who was your least valuable pitcher for the postseason, Robert?
My LVP, least valuable pitcher, is Mr. 162. Carlos Rodon. We gave him $162 million to pitch in the postseason like somebody like Garrett Cole. He went 17 and two thirds, 21 hits, 11 earned runs, 5 home runs. That's a 5.6 ERA. That
Ugh.
is not what we expect from Carlos Rodon when giving him that contract. He needs to show up like he did that second game he pitched against the Guardians, and that's what we expected through him throughout the rest of the postseason, which he did not provide with us. And he's somebody that had a good overall season, but this postseason is not the Carlos Rodon that we thought we signed.
Yeah, like I said earlier, up and down with him, just very streaky. You never
Yeah.
know what you're going to get when he goes out on the mound. Like
No.
Garrett Cole, you got a pretty dang good idea of what you're going to get when Garrett Cole steps on that mound.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to get a guy that's going to try his ass off for 6, 7 innings, give you all he's got in the tank. Rodon could not have it that day, and it's just a whole different story. These guys got to take notes from Cole because even when Cole doesn't have it, you wouldn't know it. He doesn't show any emotion. He just fights out
Mm-hmm.
there. He's a warrior. He's a warrior. I think that's about all we got for this episode. I mean, we're gonna obviously get into more or off-season stuff as the episodes go on, but we just wanted to take the time on this episode to really highlight the World Series losses and the one win. But it was a rough World Series. I'm not gonna lie, I did not think. I'm not gonna say I was 100% sure that we were gonna win, but I didn't think we'd lose like that. I mean, that was a bad way to lose. We got killed. We lost to
That's it.
Freddie Freeman. I mean, I don't know. Any final thoughts, Robert, before I send us off?
Yeah, Freddie Freeman 4, Yankees 1. Freddie
Yeah.
Freeman won the World Series. Nobody else deserves a ring on the Dodgers. I mean, it's just the Dodgers were just the better team. We knew it going
Yeah.
in. I mean, talent wise, they were both even. Fundamentals, the Dodgers had the upper hand, and it was shown at the end of the day. Clip this right now. Next year, your Yankees, New York Yankees, 2025 World Series champs. Clip this. We'll be watching this next year. We'll have a ring on our finger. We'll be feeling much better at this time a year from now.
I
And
hope.
everybody just subscribe, like, share. We're gonna have much more videos throughout the off season every week. And
Maybe
follow
even
our
some special
Instagram.
guests.
Maybe follow our Instagram. We're gonna have more prompts on there if you wanna have the chance to express your feelings. And this episode was more of us just getting it off our chest, having a little therapy
Yeah.
session. I mean, insurance can't cover everything with what the Yankees did to us over this
Oh my
past
God.
couple weeks, but Chris, you got the final say.
Yeah. Thank you everybody for watching the video. Everybody go buy yourself a Clear American. My personal favorite flavor is the Fuji apple flavor. Robert likes the tangerine mango.
Try the
Try one.
tangerine.
They're like 80 cents each. You can't beat it. But try Clear American. Clear American. Sponsor us if you're seeing this. We will be the best sponsor ever, I promise.
We're on the come up.
But yeah. I mean, that's about it, everybody. Thank you guys for watching the video. Like, subscribe, like Robert said. Share it with all your friends. We're trying to get this channel going, guys. So this is going to be the episode. Everyone, like the video, please. Subscribe to the channel. You won't regret it. Follow our Instagram, Bronx_banter. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Everybody have a great day. God bless. And as always, let's go Yankees.
Let's go Yankees.